Symptoms are always going to be TMI. Pregnancy, though it's supposed to be glamorous, or people make it out to be glamorous, is really the furthest thing from being glamorous. And once you have a baby, you'll realize that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In case you missed it, we are expecting baby number 3, and I'm just super excited to share this journey with you guys. If you're interested in all things first trimester, all the gross TMI symptoms, then keep watching. If not, then that's fine too. We'll see you next week on a regular beauty video. But if you are interested in things, all things baby, then keep watching. This video is for you. I figured weekly updates would just be too boring because not a lot changes from week to week. So I'm just going to do trimester recaps and see how that goes. If you're interested in how we found out, then go ahead and check out my pregnancy announcement video. I cover more of how we found out and basically the 2-week wait period of like before I knew symptoms type of thing. I'll link it above and I'll also link that video below. Okay, if that sounds interesting, then let's jump right in. Okay, symptoms. Bloating. This was the first symptom that popped up. It lasted probably the first couple to few weeks, maybe 2 to 3, maybe even like to week 4. You know, the stomach was super tight. My pants felt really, really tight. You know, I didn't look any different, I don't think. Maybe I looked a little puffy, but even like sleeping on my stomach hurt. The bloat was just really, really, really bad. TMI warning, TMI warning. Just letting everyone know that. Holy nipple pain. I mentioned this before in the pregnancy announcement video, and to be honest, I don't know if this is something I would have related to pregnancy had I not experienced it with the girls in the past, but it was so noticeable and so painful. It was just very obvious. I don't get like breast tenderness or my boobs don't hurt for PMS or anything, so that never happens anyway. It was just really noticeable and very painful. They were just irritated all the time. Okay, speaking of boobs, like whoa. I mean, there's really not much else to say except for, yeah, they're just out of control. Fatigue. Oh, I remember fatigue with the girls was so bad. I don't remember it specifically with Waverly, maybe because I was just running around all the time with Oakley, and I also was drinking coffee with Waverly. Pretty sure I cut out coffee with Oakley, but Waverly I was fine with coffee. This baby does not like coffee at all, and it's painful. I literally am just like, so tired. I'm gonna lump headaches, nausea, and vomiting all together. When I get headaches not being pregnant, it will lead to nausea and vomiting anyway. I started with the nausea and vomiting before I got my BFP, and BFP is like lingo for big fat positive when you pee on your stick. Yeah, it started around 4 weeks before I even knew. Obviously in retrospect I can say that's what it was, but at the time I was getting headaches, I was getting really nauseous, and I was sometimes vomiting, which was unusual, but you know, it just could have been anything else. It could have been a virus, it could have just been a migraine. I'm pretty sure that started around 4 weeks. Week 7, I thought I was gonna die. It definitely, by week 9, it definitely improved. The nausea is what I like can't stand, just like the constant feeling of being seasick no matter what you do. I don't even mind throwing up because I feel like you get relief, but the constant nausea just kills me. Week 9, things started improving. I would love to say that every week it got better, but week 9 was significantly better than like weeks 7 and 8, and then by week 12, it was no more nausea. Let's just say that. So no more nausea, but I do still have frequent vomiting. So gross. Okay, sleeping. I have recently started sleeping okay, but the whole first trimester was just horrible insomnia. I had a couple nights with like that restless leg syndrome. I just am going to the bathroom all the time at night, which is very common. It's just constantly up and up and up and being awake, and combine that with the anxiety and hormones. I'm just not sleeping, and I think that's making the fatigue much worse, obviously. Plus, I had in the beginning, the first, I would say till week like 8 or 9, I had this very weird heaviness in my uterus. I know they say like in the beginning your uterus starts getting like firmer, but with the girls later in pregnancy, once my stomach got really big, when I would lay to like one side or the other, the weight on my stomach would feel very uncomfortable and it would like pull. I think that's why I used a pillow and like stuck it under my stomach to like kind of like support your stomach. It almost felt like that. Like usually I sleep on my back and there was like a heaviness pushing down, and then when I would try to sleep on my side, it felt like it was just pulling to one side or the other, and I wasn't even showing and I hadn't gained any weight, but it was just this very odd, like firm feeling, and that did go away probably by 8 or 9 weeks. So I don't know what that was. I don't think it was, I wouldn't say that was bloating, but it was something like my uterus just got like really, like it felt like a cramp. Like my whole uterus just felt like a Charlie horse. It was very odd. I was actually freaking out that I probably was having twins or something because of being so sick so much earlier, and then like that feeling like I just had this huge cramp in my uterus. I started getting a lot of anxiety that I was gonna have like more than one baby. Luckily, it's just one, so there was that peace of mind, but I really did start freaking out because it felt so different. Because it felt so different than when I had the girls. I'm just attributing that to being older and probably just like having my body be all like stretched out already from the 2 girls. So I guess that's just what I'm gonna pretend like that's why. Okay, TMI. Bleeding. I never bled with Oakley, like at all, ever. Waverly, I did have implantation bleeding, which I mistook for a light cycle. So it was about, I would say like 4 days long. This one, I did have implantation spotting. Then I bled every day up until almost that 12-week scan when they went, so almost 12 weeks. So I was bleeding almost every day, sometimes bright red, until approximately 11 to 12 weeks. So what they had said was that was a subchronic hematoma. Subchronic hematoma. I cannot say that word for some reason. But anyway, it's basically a pocket of blood that gets stuck between the placenta and your uterus, and then it like drips out or leaks out until it goes away. When I went for my first, I guess, confirmation, dating ultrasound, whatever they call it, they could see a pocket of blood, and that's what they assumed it was. It appeared to go away. I had a lot of extra sonograms to monitor it. I read online it was like 3% of pregnancies, which doesn't seem like a lot, but apparently it happens, and it's not really a huge deal. So, food aversions or cravings. I basically have been off food. I was just turned off by so much stuff that it was really difficult. I mean, it was really difficult anyway to eat because of all of the nausea, but I couldn't even look at meat. Like, I was totally off meat. I was leaning towards a lot of like appetizer-y type of foods. I noticed I was wanting a lot of like cold sandwiches or like peanut butter and jelly, just like light food, like pasta salad. Lots of fruits and vegetables worked. So, I mean, it was healthy choices. I was like forced into healthy choices, I guess. So that's a good thing. But there was really not much that appealed to me at all in the first trimester. What's really weird, and it's kind of laughable because I've never really cared for Mexican food that much, and literally the only thing I have been wanting is Taco Bell. So gross. I've never eaten a Taco Bell. Chris loves Taco Bell. Like, this is probably the highlight of this pregnancy for Chris, because I've eaten Taco Bell like maybe 6 times, and I've never eaten it before in my life. Taco Bell was the most disgusting place I've ever even heard of. Like, I don't like tacos typically. Yeah, we've eaten Taco Bell like 6 times. We went to Chili's and I got tacos. I've been eating Qdoba. I mean, Qdoba's good anyway, but I've been eating Qdoba like a ton. So clearly this baby likes tacos, which is so weird because I don't really like tacos. When I had Waverly, when I had Waverly, all I wanted to eat was chip beef and gravy. which probably explains a lot. When I had Oakley, all I wanted to eat was those like small microwavable personal pizzas, which I did not like pizza before Oakley. So I guess pregnancy just like opens me up to new like food categories. I don't know. So I'm basically just eating whatever sounds good and not really worrying about it, because babies will just suck whatever they need out of you anyway. So it's not like I need to be eating specific stuff at this point. Just, I feel like healthy choices is good enough, and as long as I'm not malnutrition or whatever, then I think I'm fine. And I don't think I'm malnutrition. My doctors are not worried, so I'm not worried. Weight gain, maternity clothes. I haven't gained, so I say I haven't gained any weight because every time I get on the scale, I weigh the same amount, but I'm pretty convinced that I lost weight and then gained it back, but just happened to put me where I was in the beginning, if that makes sense. Like basically I feel like my fat just like relocated to different areas because I have a different shape now. I definitely have huge boobs and I'm definitely getting a huge stomach, but I weigh the same. So things are just like moving around. I didn't have to wear any maternity clothes in the first trimester. It was going into like June and July, so I wore a lot of dresses anyway, a lot of like swing dresses. I did have to wear jeans a couple times or pants for work, and they were tight, but they were manageable. It wasn't a huge deal. So I haven't actually done maternity clothes in the first trimester. Working out, yeah, that's a hard no right now. I was doing bar before all of the nausea and vomiting hit, and I was doing really good and I was proud of myself. I was trying to get like summer ready. Then I was just like basically survival mode throughout the first trimester. Like I said, the nausea and headaches are mostly gone, so I would like to start working out again. It's hard to get back in the swing of things when you take a break. So must-haves. As far as phone apps, I've been using Baby Center and What to Expect. I downloaded those two apps on my phone. I've been using those, kind of flipping back and forth between the two of them. You know, check in to see like what fruit or vegetable size the baby is every Monday, and I read the boards for fun, but yeah. Okay, I got the cutest pregnancy journal. How cute is that? So cute. From Allie at a shop called AMK Designs off Etsy. It has week-by-week tracking pages because, you know, pregnancy brain. I love that it's spiral bound because they're just so much easier to actually open up and write in than the kind that would have the big thick binding that don't actually open up flat. So that has been so awesome. I love it. I really do love it so much. I know the girls love to look back at their baby books. That's stuff I wrote in there. I'll link her shop in the description link below. She has all kinds of journals, all different prints and patterns, and they are so cute. Okay, anti-nausea. Guys, I looked and looked and looked for a solution, anything to help, and really, unfortunately, nothing helped me. I tried, what did I try? Okay. So one of the first things I tried was this Morning Sickness Relief Sparkling Mama Fizz Elixir, Citrus and Ginger. I got this on Amazon. It was good. You can see I used like, oh, there's a hair tie in there. You can see I used a few, but I didn't even bother to finish it because it wasn't helping at all. I didn't notice anything. They tasted okay, but I didn't notice any relief. I tried ginger candies. I tried just straight up ginger tea. I tried ginger ale, which doesn't actually have ginger in it, I found out, but that didn't help either. I heard lemon helped, so I tried lemon water. That didn't really help. I kept looking for lemon candies, which I think they were called lemon drops, but I kept confusing them with lemon heads, and every time I would go to like the gas station or the store, I would see these lemon heads and I would think they were lemon drops and buy them, and I kept opening them up and then kept being surprised that they were like the sour lemon candies. But I did use these a lot. They definitely helped. They're sour lemon candies and I just sucked on them like all the time, and they definitely helped. I can't even, like, honestly, like, my mouth is watering right now. I can't even look at these because they just remind me of, like, the worst weeks in the beginning. I can just, it's like a bad memory, like when you throw up, like, spaghetti and then you can't eat spaghetti anymore. So I really can't even look at those right now because they make me feel physically ill. But they did help a little bit. Like when your mouth is just like watering, I would stick one in there. I was at one of Wave's friends' birthday parties before we told anyone, and I was so ill, and I was just like eating those, trying to like make myself feel better. So they did help. I can't look at them anymore, but they did help a little bit. I have an allergy to anti-nausea medication. I had what they call dystonic reaction to some anti-nausea medication that I took many years ago. It was very traumatizing. I think dystonic reaction kind of explains what happens to your body. Like my body, basically I turned into like a pretzel. Like it was just like locking up and doing like all these weird things. I was like trying to do back bends. It was really bad. So I had to go to the hospital. They said it was like a dystonic reaction to this particular anti-nausea medication. I mean, we were reading the bottle and it was like every single symptom as like a reaction that you could have. It was, my eyes were going back and forth. I was like smacking my lips. I was like sticking my tongue out, like weird stuff. So I'm like, obviously I don't do anti-nausea medication. So I could have tried the anti-nausea medication, probably would have been fine, but because of that, I just chose to like suffer through. Many women get on anti-nausea medication and many women have relief. I just didn't want to. So my doctor said that there was this combination of medications, vitamins, over-the-counter stuff that you could take that would almost act like an anti-nausea medication without being an anti-nausea medication. And a lot of women I've read take this. It's B6 and Unisom. Unisom is a sleep aid. B6 is obviously a vitamin. My problem with that was I went to the pharmacist to buy the B6 and the Unisom, and I won't say what pharmacy it was because this is bad. And she gave me the stuff. My doctor had called it in. She was like, you don't need a prescription, it's all over the counter. She told me what portions to take of each. I went through the store to go shopping. She called me back. She said, oh, I got your portions wrong. She gave me new portions. I was like, okay. So I'm still shopping the grocery store. She went and found me in the grocery store and she said, I give you your portions wrong. Here's your new portions. Okay, so that was the third time. Then I was in the checkout line, literally checking out, and she came over to me again and was like, I got your portions wrong again. Here's your new portions. Like, cut this pill, take it in the morning, and then cut this pill, and then take it. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm done. Like, obviously there's like a disconnect. Somebody doesn't know what they're doing. I'm not gonna be like taking this medication willy-nilly, and because nobody could get their story straight. So I don't know exactly what happened. I was like, I'm not buying this. It's too much. And I just forewent it. So that was my experience with that. I won't say which pharmacy it was, but I decided that it wasn't worth me getting my portions wrong. So I just decided to not do it. Like I said, I got through it. I didn't really like lose I didn't lose any significant weight. I just felt like crap. Other must-haves, SPF. I went through a lot of SPF. My first trimester was in the summer. I didn't want to get the maternity mask, so I got a hat. I used a lot of SPF. That was a must-have. Water bottle, also a must-have. You're supposed to be drinking like a ton of water to stay hydrated, and I did, I noticed that headaches were a lot worse when I didn't drink a lot of water, so I got like one of those canteen water bottles and tried to just drink as much water as possible. It's really difficult, but you really need to do it. Throw up bucket. Yeah, I had a sand bucket that I keep in my car still that I use frequently. I know that's not glamorous or pretty, but it is what it is. And if you are experiencing a ton of vomiting, then keep a bucket in your car because it happens. I have to take my kids to school. I have to go to work. I'm in my car a lot. Maybe if you don't need to be in your car a lot, then you won't need that either, but I definitely used it a lot. Pregnancy pillow. I have not purchased a pregnancy pillow yet, but my kids have those pillow pets, which is like a little square pillow with like an animal head on it, and I've been using those like to jam on the one side or the other for kind of support. Like I said, I don't have like a bump yet, but I did have like this weird uncomfortable feeling, so I kind of just stuck it there in the beginning and it worked totally fine. I mean, pregnancy pillows are awesome. The big, huge ones are so cool, but you know, maybe I'll need one later. But with us having to travel cross country, I'm not going to be able to bring it. And I guess once I get like huge and if I'm on the West Coast and I need one, I can buy one out there. And I just don't have the space right now. Pregnancy tea. I did get this organic pregnancy tea. Supports a healthy pregnancy. I was drinking this. It has red raspberry leaf. It was pretty good. I was just trying to find something that could replace coffee since I was off coffee. It doesn't have any caffeine or anything, but I just wanted to like drink something warm in the mornings. And it's pretty good. That is it for my first trimester recap. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you like these kind of videos, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I would love for you to join our family here. And I also post videos on busy mom beauty reviews, hacks, that kind of thing. So if you like those kind of videos, feel free to subscribe and I will see you again next week. Bye. Now I'm like on a huge Now I'm on a huge sushi kick. Welcome back to my channel. It's been quite a long time, but we made it. This is our new setup. We've been running coast to coast, super busy. I'm way deep into my third trimester and finally getting around to reporting on the second trimester, but things have been going well. We have excellent lighting here, so I'm super excited to start catching everyone back up on everything that's been going on. And yeah, so we're gonna just jump right in. TMI alert in advance because everything pregnancy related is TMI for the most part. We can just start with symptoms. Holy nipple pain continues. It's essentially like your boobs are being electrocuted. Well, I don't know if everyone's boobs are like that, but it feels like my boobs are being electrocuted through the nipple. I read online that that's good. It means like your milk ducts are like firing or something. Hopefully that's a good thing. Fatigue is off the charts. I feel like I just wake up tired and I'm by like 3 o'clock, I'm like looking forward to just going to bed at night. I went to pick up the kids from school and I set my alarm. I think it was like 10 or 15 minutes in the car while I just like laid back and took a cat nap. And when my alarm went off, I didn't know where I was or what day it was or what the heck was going on. I must have fallen in such a deep sleep in those like 10 minutes that I was totally oblivious and lost and had no clue what was going on. So that's the kind of like fatigue that I've been feeling where I can just like conk out for like 10 minutes and be so deep in sleep that I wake up not having a clue where I am or what's going on. Vivid dreams. I know that's like a huge pregnancy related symptom, but they are bizarre and they are mostly disturbing. I don't know. I hear a lot of other women say that they have like disturbing vivid dreams of like people stealing their babies and I've been having that a lot. It's I wish I could have some vivid like awesome dreams, but they're all pretty terrifying. Headache, nausea, vomiting. We've luckily ditched those symptoms and moved on to the super fun heartburn, lower pelvic pressure, also known as lightning crotch, which I don't know, maybe like punching or kicking you in your cervix. I didn't know that you could feel that on the inside, but apparently you can, and it feels like someone is stabbing you, causing you to sometimes yell out in pain in the middle of nowhere and look insane. So there's that. Also, I think I get this like pelvic grinding feeling, and I don't exactly know what that is. Maybe it's like when the baby's like turning their head and it just is like grinding whatever is down there. I don't know, it's fun. I do remember both of these symptoms from previous pregnancies and they are super fun. Sleep. Yeah, I have pregnancy insomnia and I'm too scared to take sleeping aids. I know a lot of people are like, oh, take Unisom or Tylenol PM, but I just don't want to be like groggy in the morning, so I just lay in bed and think about life. I don't know, it's bad. I fall asleep probably around like 2 or 3 in the morning, really good sleep, and then have to get up at like 5 or 6, so that's only a few hours of sleep. But I mean, I guess I should be used to that because I'm not going to be getting any of that for a long time. Let's be honest with ourselves. Bleeding, no more bleeding, thankfully. That's always a good thing. So definitely happy about that. Heartburn. I was having really bad heartburn, and then baby flipped, and it definitely helped a little bit, but I'm still, I mean, I was eating Zantac like it was candy. Okay, restless leg. Since I started iron and magnesium together, it seems like I've been doing okay with the restless leg, but restless leg is the death of me. It is so bizarre and it's so hard to explain. Your legs, I don't know, they like feel like they're crawling, or it's not like itching. It's like the weirdest thing. It's so hard to describe, but I tried like wrapping a heating pad around my legs. I tried everything, but the restless leg issue, which is also a known pregnancy symptom, and I got it with Waverly, is so bad, and it keeps you up, probably contributing to like the pregnancy insomnia. I would say of all the symptoms, the restless leg recently had, or in the second trimester, had just been like killing me. I was like literally going insane at night because my legs were crawling, or whatever word you use to describe that feeling. It's so bizarre. It's really bizarre. Pregnancy line, or that line that like goes from like the top down through your belly button, like all the way downstairs. Linea nigra, I'm not sure how you say it, but I never got it with the girls. I never got melasma with the girls. But this pregnancy, I guess hormones are different, and I got the line. It's really weird. It's like a straight up dark line that just goes right down the middle of your stomach. I don't know where it stops, because obviously I can't see below, much below my belly button. I guess it goes all the way down, I don't know. And also, I got a couple little like darker spots on my cheek and on my chest, which I asked the doctor and they confirmed that yes, it was like that melasma or whatever, and it should hopefully go away after pregnancy, after like all the hormones and stuff like that. But it's weird just because I never had it with the girls, and then I randomly got it with this one. So food aversions or cravings. I'm not really having too many aversions now that I'm past the like sickness stage. I still am not like super crazy about chicken for some reason. Yeah, this baby doesn't really like chicken that much. This baby does like Mexican and sushi. I've been like super Mexican kick at first. Tacos, which I've never really cared for in my life, all of a sudden were like the best thing ever. Tacos, burritos, and then now I'm like on a huge sushi. Now I'm on a huge sushi kick. But obviously I'm only eating the cooked stuff. Don't freak out. I'm enjoying a lot of fruit lately, so that's healthy. That's about it for food cravings and aversions. It sucks because when you're pregnant, you're like, oh, I can eat whatever I want. But I have like no room in my stomach, so I have like big eyes and I want to eat all the stuff, and then I can take like a couple bites and I'm like, oh, I'm full. I don't have any more space. So related to food would be weight gain. With the girls, I gained, I think, like 30 pounds with both of them. I've gained minimal weight this time. I was a lot heavier when I started, and I know I lost a lot of weight, so I probably did gain about the same. But when I keep stepping on the scales, I think so far I'm up like 12 pounds. And as of filming this, I'm already in my 3rd trimester. But it's really weird because he's tracking to be the largest of all 3 of the kids. So I don't know what that means. Maybe he's just like sucking more fat out of me. I don't know. I lasted a while without having to buy maternity clothes, and then I bought like a maternity clothes lot on like Facebook Marketplace for like 20 bucks. It was like 12 pieces of clothes, and a lot of the shirts were like small, so they just weren't like very comfortable. There was a couple mediums. They fit pretty good, but mostly there was like 3 pair of maternity leggings, and I've been living in those. And then I bought 3 tank tops. Actually, this is like one of them. Just a plain old tank top. It kind of feels like the material from those like LuLaRoe pants or whatever. And it's a little bit long. And I got 3 different colors, and I've just been wearing them on rotation. They're super comfortable, and I think they were $5 each. So I've just been wearing those with different cardigans. I know I'm wearing navy and black right now, which I think is a big no, but when you don't have that many clothes, you don't have that many options. So I just basically have been wearing those 3 tops, tank tops, and then any and all cardigans that I have on rotation with the maternity pants. Not very stylish, but comfortable. As far as must-haves go, I'm still using the Baby Center app pretty regularly, and people are actually starting to have their babies now, which is really weird. I also am still using the pregnancy journal that I got from AMK Designs off Etsy. It's so cute, and especially when I make these videos, it's so fun to like flip back at the different weeks, because I try to make a note, you know, after I leave the doctor, I'll definitely like go and make a note, just symptoms and stuff like that that I remember, or comments from the doctor's appointment. And because it's like that spiral bound, it's so easy to like flip back and forth, and it's pretty thin, so it's easy to like carry around. Thought it was super cute, and it's really been convenient. And I know looking back later, after you like forget everything, it will be really nice to just read my notes and remember. I'll link her shop in the description below. She's got a ton of other journals, birthday, motherhood, pregnancy, all kinds of stuff. And it's really cute. AMK Designs, Etsy. Water bottles. I did have one of those insulated water bottles that I was filling up regularly and bringing. Now I'm just, again, buying like the Deer Park packs of water, but I'm always thirsty. And they say you need to drink like twice the amount of water that you're supposed to drink. So that's a must-have. Pregnancy pillow. I didn't want to buy a pregnancy pillow since we're going back coast to coast. I didn't want to have to just buy one and throw it away. So I've been using the girls' pillow pets. That's kind of what I've been using on either side of me when I roll over to like put under my stomach, because it's huge and it hurts when you roll over. For me, it hurts. Like the pressure of the stomach is bad. So this is Broby. He is from Yo Gabba Gabba. And then we have Pink Poodle. And they're just flat pillows. And I'm pretty sure they still sell them on Amazon. Not very glamorous, but they are doing the trick for now. Other must-haves, magnesium. I was having headaches pretty bad in the first trimester, and they had suggested taking magnesium for the headaches. And I read online that it's supposed to help with restless leg also, so I've been taking that religiously every night. I don't know if it's helping or not. I mean, like I said, I was struggling with the restless leg for a while. Oh, bra extenders. If you've never seen what those are, they're like little straps like this big. You can get them on Amazon for like $5, and it's basically just gonna extend your regular bras, so you don't have to buy all new bras, and make breathing and just living more comfortable. Maternity belt. I was having an excessive amount of lower pelvic pressure, so I went and got one of those maternity belts from Target. I think it was like $40. I wore it a couple days. To be honest with you, I probably got the wrong size. It seemed like it was a little bit big. I should have gotten a small, and I got a medium. And maybe that would have helped more, but it just didn't seem like it was doing anything except for being a pain in the neck and embarrassing my kids. They were like, why are you wearing that? So I took it back, and I don't know. If I had seen like some significant like relief, then I would have been totally okay with wearing it in public. I don't even care what I look like, but there was nothing, so I just took it back. So we had a baby shower, we had a sprinkle, and I got so much stuff. Well, I didn't get anything, but we got practically everything that we needed for the baby.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to buy anything.
Nope.
We got treated so well.
Yeah.
We are very grateful.
Diapers.
Diapers.
Oh, but they did give me like a belt.
Oh.
I think I brought
her and
it.
Waverly got, yes.
Yeah, I brought
it. Got a baby, what was it? A baby.
It was like a baby
tool belt.
Yeah, it was like a tool belt. So when I go around the house and he's crying, I can be like, Have
Here's
a
a
lollipop.
pacifier. No, the lollipop was for you. Have a
Like,
pacifier.
Have a lollipop or
No.
have.
But yeah, we're trying to be super minimal this time, not have an excessive amount of stuff.
There's one other thing. We were going like thrift shopping for the house, and we went to the thrift store, and this lady was taking in a
baby seat.
Yeah, a baby seat.
A bouncer seat.
A bouncer seat.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't take it. So we were
Goodwill.
So we were like, can we buy it? And she was like, sure, you can have it.
Yeah, that was a good steal. When we got to California, we went thrifting to try to find like extra blankets and pillows and stuff to like have in the house, so we didn't have to bring them, and then we wouldn't feel super bad. We could just donate them before we went home, so we wouldn't feel bad like throwing them away or anything like that.
Yeah.
And we went up to the Goodwill, and it's funny because I had set out my bouncer chair at Grandmom's house to pack in my car when I had it shipped, and I forgot about it. And babies love bouncer chairs. She slept in her bouncer chair every night, and Waverly slept in her bouncer chair. It was the same bouncer chair. It's actually the same bouncer chair that we just got. It's just like a different pattern. It's like the classic Fisher Price cheapest bouncer chair you can get.
Yeah.
But babies love them. And they both slept in theirs every night because they had reflux. So hopefully this baby won't have reflux. But if he does, we have a bouncer chair for him.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. If you've still hung on for this long, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Normal. I guess you can say normal. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today's video is going to be third trimester recap. So if you like all things pregnancy and TMI, stick around. To sum up my third trimester, someone legit asked me if I was carrying twins. That should give you a good idea of how my third trimester is going. It's an actual delight. But seriously, the rules are you don't ask a woman if she's pregnant, you don't ask her if she's going to pop any day now, and you don't ask her if she's carrying twins, because you might get stabbed. You do offer words of encouragement like, your hair looks amazing, you don't even look pregnant, pregnancy suits you, you're glowing. That's even acceptable. And if you can't think of anything encouraging to say, you could offer a foot rub, offer to carry her groceries, or don't say anything at all. Enough small talk, let's get right into the symptoms. I've got lower pelvic pressure that makes me feel like a baby's gonna fall out any minute. And I keep going to the doctor and they keep checking and there's no baby coming anytime soon. It's very depressing. It feels some like bones grinding together, sometimes sharp stabbing pains. I believe they call that lightning crotch, and it's a thing. Also, Braxton Hicks. I think I skipped Braxton Hicks, which were the cute, practice contractions, and went straight into like prodromal labor, which is like continuous contractions that just don't do anything. The fun of consistent contractions that are uncomfortable, and some of them even take your breath away, but they're not doing anything, so it's non-progressive labor. Sleeping is non-existent. There's like no comfortable position that you can sleep in when you're huge. Bleeding. So I did have third trimester bleeding to the point where I ended up going to the hospital, and it was pretty scary. It was bright red. It was after a doctor's appointment where they say if you fill up 2 pads in an hour, call. So I called because it was like excessive bleeding and it was bright red, and ended up going to the hospital. I ended up passing a blood clot like the size of a tennis ball. It seemed like a big deal. Nobody seemed worried about it, which is so crazy because you hear always that bleeding in pregnancy is bad, but I had a lot of bleeding this pregnancy and it never really amounted to anything. Somebody I talked to on one of my pregnancy boards said that it could have been your subchorionic hemorrhage clot. And when I Googled that, that's what it looked like. So if you're interested, or if you have a huge blood clot, or if you had a subchorionic hemorrhage, then maybe you should Google subchorionic hemorrhage blood clot or subchorionic hemorrhage scab. And the pictures of what to expect are there on the internet for you to look at if you're interested in. But that's exactly what it looked like. Went to the hospital, there were no issues, so all good. I'm over the restless leg, not over the heartburn. I'm still taking that medication with the P per pantazole or something like that. It's working fine. not really any other new symptoms, just the same old, you know, achy back. My upper back has been killing me lately. That was about it, just the standard. I didn't really have any swelling, luckily. Yeah, just same old, I guess. Food aversions. Baby still hates chicken, but I'm okay with it because it's just gross. I can't even like look at it. I am still enjoying fruit as far as cravings go. I haven't really been specific. Well, okay, hamburgers. I've been like, I can't get enough hamburgers or steak, basically red meat. And it's funny because the doctor said I was anemic, so I wonder if that's like my body being like, you need more iron. So hamburgers have been like my go-to meal for dinner. I'm sure the kids are probably like, hamburgers again. Weight gain, maternity clothes. I still have been gaining minimal weight. I'm huge, measuring over like 2 to 3 weeks over like whatever week I'm supposed to be. So it's not like I'm like this little tiny thing, huge. But I gained, I think it was 136 with clothes on in my first OB appointment. And then I was 142 at my last OB appointment. So that's 16 pounds, I think it was. Yeah, so 16 pounds total. But that doesn't take into account all of the weight that I lost in the first trimester from like being sick. So it's still maybe like 25, 30 pounds total, which is on par with what I gained with the girls. But I looked a lot bigger with the girls. Like I look back at pictures and I looked swollen or puffier. So I guess you just carry it different. The only maternity clothes that I have on heavy rotation are those 3 tank tops from Walmart. They were $5 each. I got a black, a maroon, and a black and white striped one. And then I just wear cardigans over them or any type of sweater. They have been well worth their $15 investment because I have them on heavy rotation. Best $5 I think I've spent this pregnancy. Still rotating those 2 pair of maternity pants I got. I ended up buying an upsize of leggings at Old Navy thinking that they would work. They were regular leggings, they don't work so well. They like sit so low under your stomach and then they end up falling and pulling your underwear down. It's just a mess. Maternity leggings have been good to me. Must-haves. I'm still checking out that Baby Center app. It's fun to kind of go on and read the boards weekly, see what size your baby is fruit-wise. The girls thought that was pretty cool. Plus reading the birth boards is pretty entertaining because hormonal pregnant women, especially in the 3rd trimester, are savage. In their defense, people posting questions, I'm pretty sure just to get like a rise or whatever. Some of them are real dumb, but some of them are very funny and very entertaining. Also, hopefully not true because that would be scary. Still using my pregnancy journal from the Etsy shop. It's Allie at AMK Designs. I'll put a link below to her shop. Still drinking a ton of water, which is supposedly healthy for you, so that's good. Oh, okay. So I was using pillow pets before. I was like huge. I had to cave and buy a pregnancy pillow. It's not even a pregnancy pillow. I just bought like a body pillow. I think it was like less than $15 on Amazon, but it has helped a lot. Between that and the Boppy, I started like using Boppy also as like a positioner, and that's helped take some of the weight off. Okay, supplementation is kind of a new one. I was taking magnesium for the restless leg, and I'm still taking that because it's supposed to help with like, yeah, going to the bathroom. Also, my doctor said I was extremely anemic and I needed to double up on the iron, so I've been taking double the amount of iron to try to get my numbers where they need to be before delivery, because if they're not where they need to be, that's a problem supposedly. So working hard on that. Still using the bra extenders. They have been a lifesaver. I don't know why I never used them with the girls, but for whatever reason this pregnancy, I don't want anything around my waist that's tight or rib cage that's tight. It's like I cannot get loose enough clothes on. So they've been really convenient. Okay, I also put under must-haves my blood pressure cuff. Things got like kind of weird towards the end of the 3rd trimester, and I had some high reading blood pressures at the doctor's appointment, so they started making me take my blood pressure at home 4 times because they thought I was like brewing preeclampsia. It's a must-have for me, and I would say it's a must-have for anyone who has shown signs of hypertension or usually runs high blood pressure-wise. It's good to monitor your blood pressure during pregnancy to get a jump on anything above, I think it's like 140/90. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. Testing. I usually don't talk about testing in the videos. I usually just write about it in the blog, but I ended up being diagnosed with polyhydramnios. I don't know how to say that. My doctor referred me to a specialist, and then he confirmed that I did have the polyhydramnios, or whatever it's called. They just refer to it as poly, which is just like an excess amount of fluid. It could be from gestational diabetes, it could be because you're Rh negative, it could be from a lot of things. Luckily for me, it was that catch-all category of like, oh, we have no idea why that happened. I passed my glucose test. I actually took it like 4 times this pregnancy, the 3-hour test, which was torture. The one time I failed, well, it was inconclusive because I couldn't keep it down. But all 3 of the other ones I passed with flying colors, so the poly was not from gestational diabetes. And also baby was measuring really, really big the whole time for whatever reason, they don't know. The concern with big babies is if their shoulders are too big to fit through the birth canal, they can really hurt their shoulders. It's a whole thing called like shoulder dystonia or something like that. That's what they worry about. Aside from like gestational diabetes effects on babies in general, which is like, I don't exactly remember specifically what it causes, but it's not good stuff. So you will want to get that under control. And then for me, I didn't have the gestational diabetes. He was just measuring really large. So they wanted to monitor him to make sure, I guess, whatever they monitor for babies that are big. They did monitor my poly. I had to go twice a week for non-stress tests, sonograms to measure my fluid, and then they measured him to see, I guess, where he was tracking. He was tracking to be like 9 to 10 pounds, like 9-ish something. So that was kind of scary for me. And his head was like 95th percentile, so that was really, really scary for me. Also, I was also flagged for pre-eclampsia potential. I had a couple high readings of high blood pressure, and they did like urine and blood work and said that I did have markers. I guess it's protein in your urine, and so I had to monitor my blood pressure at home, and then that was also why I had to go twice a week for blood pressure monitoring and non-stress tests for that. And that's a huge deal too. Preeclampsia is a big deal, and you have to be very careful with that. They think I'm like brewing it or whatever, getting ready to have it. And they said that it's one of those things that can like pop up like that. Like you don't have it that day, and then at night it just like goes crazy. So you have to monitor it very closely. Purchases. I've started to get all my postpartum gear in line. I started packing my hospital bag. Hopefully I can do some videos on that kind of stuff to show you. Also, I'm bringing like minimal stuff. Like this is my 3rd rodeo, I guess you want to say. And I brought so much stuff the other 2 times that I never used. There was a couple things that I heard recently to bring to the hospital that I never brought before that I think could be beneficial. So there are some new things that I'm going to try to do this time versus before. So we'll see how that goes. That's pretty much it. There's not too much other exciting things going on. It's just a lot of going to the doctor and a lot of monitoring things. We're thinking 39 weeks for sure delivery, maybe 38, maybe 37. So yeah, that's basically because the poly causes extra fluid, and because he's just floating around, he can't engage. And I had spontaneous labor with Oakley, where my water broke, and the doctor is afraid if I go into spontaneous labor that the cord, because he's not engaged to block the cervix, that the cord could prolapse. And don't Google that because that's scary too. Other than that, everything is normal. I guess you can say normal. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, I welcome you to subscribe to my channel, where we have videos of kid stuff, beauty, parenting, and baby.